Hello, everybody. This is Living with the Darkness, the New Hope. Today we have a scene in the today we have a scene in one of the different places that we actually haven't been there for a while. The Donna is going to the Duchy Freehold to meet with someone who is who she met in a ball. And our scene is going to begin with Donna entering to the Duchy Freehold. Now, Duchy Freehold is outside of the county. It's, the whole New York state that is
Mhm.
ruled by the Duke.
Yes.
So basically you went outside of the city and you wanted to meet with the Sir Adrian. Sir Adrian accepted to meet with you, and you were searched by the guards. Um, you can see the sigil of House Dougal, Fiona, for honoring the Queen Mab. And one of the guards leads you in this very big freehold. This is like a huge stronghold. The Duke's
Question.
house. What's up?
You said she got searched? They didn't just ask her for her weapons?
They ask for her weapons, and then
Okay,
they
well
didn't
then.
like they didn't search her. Yeah, you're right.
Okay, I was gonna say she's a squire. She's done nothing wrong. Okay, yeah. So okay, that's fine. Yeah, if when she walked up there, she probably would have had them out already, just to
Hmm.
hand them over. And yes, that does include the knife.
The They just kind of like give a double take to the knife, but they don't say anything more. The guard very slowly leads the way, and the guard actually says, "Oh, you're coming from A New Hope?"
Absolutely not. I would never hang out in such a dirty, horrible place.
Right here, one of the Reeves in Bronx turns out to be a traitor.
She looks a little bit serious for just like a split second, and then she kind of looks up at whoever just said this, and she'll be like, "Well, I would know nothing about that, of course."
The This is a troll guard.
Hmm?
This is a troll guard.
Hmm. And she's a puka.
Hmm. And he says, "It's strange. I hear they let the unseelie go away with a lot of things there."
Is there a problem with the unseelie living their lives, sir?
There's no problem unseelie living with their lives. There's a problem when unseelie ravages and tries to summon fucking Baylor. I told Baylor was dead or the house Baylor was a lie. It seems it's not.
Well, I mean, I have the worst sources, but my research tells me that it's not actually the Baylor who started the house.
They just named him after the Baylor the Evil Eye, probably.
And she's gonna touch her nose, kind of like you got it on the nose, kind of thing.
Hmm. Whatever. But this is the door that leads to Sir Adrian.
I didn't catch that. I'm sorry, Hammer John.
This is the door. Like this is the door. Sir Adrian is probably inside, so just knock the door and go in. I heard he's free.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. And she'll kind of bow her head respectfully as she before turning to walk in there. It's not like she shouldn't have to give a full curtsy when they just had like a whole conversation, and he's only one rank above her.
This is this was just a guard.
I know, but so he wasn't even a knight.
No, that was
Oh,
just a
okay,
guard.
that's fine. Then she'll just kind of nod. She'll still not nod politely. There's no reason not to. They just had a polite conversation. So, and then she'll turn and go.
Then you knock the door. Someone says, "Come in." This is a very nice voice. The guy had a very nice voice anyway, and you remember his voice.
This is the guy that had told her about the relationship, between those two, right?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. So, yeah, and she'll open the door at that point and walk in a couple of steps. Obviously, you want to get a feel for what you're walking into first.
This is a very like a study room, but like there's a lot of like weird treasures inside as well. Um, like when I say treasures, there's actually like a bunch of magical items. The there was like weird books, weird items that is like related to Dawn. She sees all of it, it's kind of out there.
I mean, her eyes kind of flit over it because, like, whose eyes wouldn't if you knew what that was? But she's obviously not going to make any comments about it because it's, a little rude when you haven't even greeted him yet, right?
Mm-hmm. Squire Donna, it is a pleasure to see you again.
Sir Adrian, pleasure to see you too. As she does a little curtsy thingy.
He nods his head to, her curtsy, acknowledging what she did, and he actually uh, points to a seat. So, tell me, how can I help you?
Well, you had mentioned a subject before, and I thought maybe we could discuss it a little bit because I, as I said before, I don't know much about your house.
Oh, it's about that topic.
Yes, I mean, well, it depends. I mean, there are other things we could discuss, and if you want to bring them up, I'm happy to do so. But that's what I was thinking of.
Well, you're please sit. I can explain my house to you.
Yeah, she'll sit down.
Well, the House of Beaumain. I'm really rude. Do you want to drink anything? I can order anything. I'm sorry. I was a bit dumbfounded today.
What happened?
It's just that some reports from New Hope that got us all worried.
Well, seeing as I'm from there, I probably haven't heard anything.
It's probably you heard. It's big news. It seems that Reeve of Bronx turns out to be the traitor that tried to summon the Baylor himself.
One of them, yes.
The Countess told me under the reports that there were three of them: she, a red cap, and a puka. And I think all of them are captured now. Of course, they believe there might be cultists left.
I don't know if they're all captured. I know for sure two of them are. And as for cultists, well, unless one of them steps up to take the reins and really brings a big movement on to try to do this again, we're probably okay. That doesn't mean they shouldn't be rooted out, though.
It seems the Duke is going to talk with the Countess. We may arrive to the city again. He's not happy about what happened.
Well, let me assure you that the happiness he is not feeling is felt equally by me, considering the situation. So I completely and utterly have no idea how he's feeling.
It's strange that they let his husband run free. Woman's husband, the Reeves husband. He
She actually blinks at that and she's like, he was tricked, sir. He actually helped bring her in.
Well, that's what I would do if I was guilty, but well, this topic is just. I'm sure that the Count, wherever he is, will do something about this.
It would be interesting to actually meet the Count, sir. I've only met the Countess.
Now, we are not very. We are not a house that is very famous like the Illuminated Ingredients. We are actually known for our reluctance to participate in traditional politics. We, as the House Domain, we have other duties. We keep eye out for Tulane and the Shadow Court extremists. We know that the Shadow Court isn't just a group or organization that just goes around and does weird things. We know they exist in many places. Therefore, we keep a watchful eye. This self-appointed role of judges, one may say, kind of makes us. It doesn't give us a good name, and we are a bit aloof from the courtly politics most of the time. We're the most solitary noble house, second only to probably Scathatch. But like, for what it's worth, we are mostly contempt. We are the House of Prophets, occultists, and monster hunters. I myself go after the monster hunting part, along with some prophecy. The while hunting Tulane and other dark creatures may not be the safest vocation, it is argued many times that we do real good to the realm. We are mostly misunderstood because we do what is necessary.
So am I wrong if I say that do what is necessary might be seen as questionable by some?
Exactly. I know a certain family of Boggins doesn't like me because I knew that they hided Boggart inside of them. They didn't hide, but basically they were keeping him. It's a family in Massachusetts. The Democrats there are creating problems, of course, but well.
Oh, let's see. What did he say? Masochist?
Massachusetts. No. Massachusetts is it a
Oh, it's a place like
yeah,
Massachusetts?
yeah, exactly, Massachusetts. Yeah, that
Okay,
one.
okay, okay. Yes, yes, thank
The
you.
Donna would know in Massachusetts, there is no duchy. There is a governors, governors, basically a council that leads the whole duchy. There was a Gwydion duke, and he was a dick, and everyone was like, "Fuck you." They kicked him out and created their own. So there's a satyr who leads the place with his council. It's
Gotcha.
obviously a canon thing from the sea to any, by the way. Like, not I'm not creating this out of my ass.
Not this time. Okay. Yeah, she's kind of nodding and she's like, that must be a very interesting political climate. And potentially they could have hidden that bucket for a long time.
It's hard to hide. It's easy to hide things when it's a very messed up place like that. They are still waiting for acceptance from High King. Now, we are known as Dark Stars, and there's a reason we are called this. We usually accept our members from early age, like you. Many become obsessed with the secret history of the area where they reside, digging into local records and legends to understand what is really going on.
So
We
what
do.
does that have to do with Dark Stars, sir?
It's because we're called dark stars because basically, star is there to light the world. We're dark stars. We light the world, but sometimes what we light is not the most liked by other individuals. There's a common say about Beaumain. It's a bit arrogant, but we say that the Lunid likes to piss on Gwydion and Fiona Boots, while Dougal likes to craft and Gwydion and Fiona likes to participate in battles. And Beaumain and Scata just tries to fight with the Shuttercourt while they do that. Many Beaumains are known as they're very serious when it comes to Talain. They're monsters. Humans, other changelings get arrested. Monsters gets put down. So we have a dark view on the Talain like many, but our view is way more different. We know the dangers they possess.
Did the Countess tell you about what the guilty person, whose name I will not say, but who she hired to murder the last one that she had murdered?
No.
It was Thelaine.
Hmm. What's this assassin's name?
I know she heard a name, right?
Dusk.
Yes, I couldn't remember it right this second. Well, the name while I was completely and actively able to move um was Dusk.
There was his eyes. I heard about this Talain. He's a dangerous one. This is Sabertal.
Well, add him to the list of dangerous people that I'm going to have to deal with at some point. I promised him just before he died that I would avenge his murder, that I would find the people that were guilty.
Well, if you didn't, I was about to inform the Knights of the Good Hand.
Knights of the Good Hand, sir?
I'm surprised you didn't hear them. It's a Bowmain warrior society that offers its services to fight off a Talain, vicious chimera, or anyone who needs them, and they train others to do the same.
Would they potentially be willing to Help me?
Help you in what regard?
It wasn't just him. There was two more. How wasn't there weren't there three of them?
There were two. One of them died, but
Okay. Well, there were two of them, and we don't know the situation that we'll find this one in.
he nods. Maybe. Why not? But to be honest, I think they would be more interested in aiding queens. Your soldiers may need help with train to deal with Talain. After all, there's Talain there.
Oh yes, we have a whole like one. We have one Thelaine, and they're very weak. That's all. But I'm working on, and it's not so much a secret as just something that most people seem to either be ignoring or assuming it can't be done. But I'm working on finding a way to make the Thelaine be more vulnerable there because the Chimera will no longer protect them. I don't really have any way of passing that on to people high enough, I suppose, aside from my own Baron, of course. But at some point, it's going to, it should be easier and more possible to take back Long Island.
I know the Duke is not happy with Long Island.
Of course.
It's his land, after all.
Of course. And I have been full of so much research and few too many visits into Nokathane land, and maybe an adventure or two in catching Pokemon and stuff. But in the process of everything, oh, and the bone dragons, they were so cool. But anyway, the fact is, I'm getting closer. I've made some big steps. I just need to hunt down one detail, and then I believe if we can handle that detail, then at the very least, the Chimera won't attack us the second we go in there. So that's less problems. And that's when we should try to strike back at the Flame.
He nods. Now, Dusk has evaded the Knights of the Good Hand for a long time. I don't think they would not say no to the chance of covering him.
Do they have anybody who knows soothsay?
Of course they do.
It was a dumb question, or the
You're
most smart
talking.
question, but
You're talking to the House of the Prophets. The soothsay is,
so they must have ways of hiding.
it's. You're talking about a very dangerous assassin. Not a. I pay you 5 draws so you hurt that man type of red cap.
Right. Do you have any puka amongst your house?
Few. The pukas can be known with their weird ways, but some of them make good profits.
I have no idea what you mean. Her eyes clearly she's like, that look on her face, like, yeah.
The
Well, the reason I asked, though, is because if it's possible, I've done it, 8, 10 times, that if you're in an animal form and blend in a bit, you can potentially follow people in the No Cathane land, or do recon or look around. At the very least, yes, some of the Chimera will still know and they might still attack you, but it's a lot less likely if it's just one of you as compared to like a large fighting force. So if you have any puka who might be able to do that, that is one possible way you might be able to work towards tracking down Dusk.
I don't think Dusk is in the Noctane land.
Hiding in plain sight?
No, I think that Dusk is someone who works outside of Noctane land. Noctane land is different. I think the Talane there are ruled by a warlord. Dusk is not a guy who follows warlords. He is someone who gets hired.
So he doesn't follow Cenarius.
I don't think so. I know this man because I have seen him killing a couple of my friends.
Well, he had two people with him. One of them died, but he and the other one got away. And Mr. Whispers? Well, he had stunned me and made me invisible.
I have heard his sacrifice. I prayed for him last night.
He was brave. He was unseelie and he was a good man.
He nods. One thing you should know about the Dark Stars, though, there is a price. We are known with our perception. We see things the others don't. We see prophetic visions that others don't. We see deaths, betrayals, and disasters that makes us a bit sad time to time. But when the problem with us is that because of our abilities of hunting, dreaming made it harder for us because we were so good at it. That hunting Shadow Court members or Talain, so they sense our presence when we are around them. That's why the Knights of the Good Hand didn't enter, as they would just get ambushed in a hostile territory.
Hmm. Then you would need the help of somebody not part of your group, part of your house, for certain
The
things, perhaps.
like what?
Well, if you want there to be someone who can actually scout ahead and maybe not get caught, because they don't give off like hi, I'm Beaumain vibes.
What if they shoot you with the crossbow?
That's always possible.
It's not a
I'm not saying that they wouldn't know that, I'm not saying that, there aren't dangers.
the the No Contain land is extremely dangerous. I know because I have talked with Bavarian Alexander myself. I actually read his report recently. He advised us to not waste our people. Therefore, we didn't enter, and we actually wouldn't enter.
So what way were you thinking you might help? Maybe on the borders?
We can train your people.
Did Baron Alexander agree with this?
No, we didn't come up with that idea yet.
Oh, would you like me to ask him about it? Pass the idea on and see what he thinks?
I believe you are his. I forget the term. Oh, let's see.
Harold.
I believe you're his herald. Of course.
Yes,
We
totally. I
do
am Harold, Squire, and Princess.
The House Beaumain. I can talk with my lords. I'm sure they will be happy to help. The We were watching the problems that the Fiona is facing. Maybe it is time for House Beaumain to help. To House Fiona in Queens.
I'm sure he would appreciate it.
Roll me what's politics.
Yeah. I think I only have one in politics. Let's see here. Oh, I can't. Will you roll for me? It's still trying to download an update on mine.
It's fine, it's fine. I will roll for you.
Thank you. 3 dice, I believe.
You have, yeah. You have one success. You may soon have a, like, if this, they're not gonna just offer their helps for free.
Nobody does.
They're gonna expect, like, some positions and stuff like that.
And that is where the compromises begin. Yes. And she just kind of looks at him and she'll just say, "Well, in my experience with my lord, he is open and willing to discuss options of what might help you decide to, help us more. He wants what's best for his people."
He nods. I believe we will see each other soon. After I talk with my High Lord.
Well, I believe you know how to get a hold of me if you want to go through me, or if you prefer to make it, send it to him. But either way, I'm pretty sure I'm an official channel.
He nods.
What? I mean, honestly, I find it strange that more people aren't offering to help us, considering that we're the front line, and if they get through us, then everybody else is next.
I know the county does help. I know the House Gwydion and Fiona does help.
She
I know
nods.
the I know the Ilunis does not have a lot of forces as soldiers in the area. I don't know what the guy in Staten Island does. I know your uncle does help as well. But I know that they only help when there is a raid. And I think the Lord Alexander stopped the raids.
He may or may not have had his reasons.
I heard that it's because there was Tallane in the area that he didn't know about, and there's a stronghold of Tallane.
Oh, that couldn't be true. That's just silly.
He actually like raises some papers. You see, like there's a lot of reports on his desk.
Hmm.
I have a situation with the New Hope is at one of my jobs, especially after our Fiona Knight has disappeared. The knocker.
She nods. I'm guessing that. Oh, see, she would be able to figure out that that's.
Bitchubit raid, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, and she'll just say, "Yes, you do seem very knowledgeable. I mean, I possibly have been there for a few of the things that may have seen, maybe."
I have heard that you actually were in the front of the sixth raid, The one that the Squire Onifare led.
Yes, sir. I was. The one where everyone basically died around us, and we lost so many good people.
We didn't knew Tulane was there. It was a big.
Oh, it totally couldn't have been a spy, could it?
The Riva Bronx knew about it, so yes. The Bronx was helping. Of course it was a trap. That kind of dawns on Donna as well, like shit, like he is right. Like, not just the guy that I found, like the fucking Riva Bronx knew about this. If she
She,
has Tulane spies, like, she would told them anyway as well.
yeah, I mean, she nods. Like, it doesn't. I mean, Donna's known all along that there could be more than the one she found. Like I just OOC never got around to making sure on the rest of the families.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so she nods, and she's just like, "Well, what is it they say in Star Wars? Um, when it comes to Sith, there are always two: a master and an
True.
apprentice.
True.
Star Wars is very much life. Please don't start using Yoda speak.
No,
Thank you,
that
sir."
I would not do. Now, if you're interested in House Bowmain, I can simply give a call to one of our barons.
I'm still considering things a bit. I wanted more information before I made a final decision. But I am very interested in, for sure, in keeping contact with you.
I heard that you were called to be someone who's just going to stay as a houseless.
You heard that I was going to stay houseless?
Yeah,
I'm very interested in this. So where did that bit of information come from?
it's said that you were talking about New Hope, and a couple people from Bronx came in, and they were saying that you don't want to join in the house. You just say you wish to as a puka, and you're not just gonna join in the house.
I wouldn't have come here to speak with you if I wasn't seriously considering it. I just don't know what I'm going to do yet.
Well,
I've
not
def-
knowing is an issue. I understand, but I would recommend you to be a bit fast about this.
Yes, that seems like a terrible idea. Hmm.
You are getting older.
Yes, I'm going to be 23 in a little bit.
It's quite older than most people who join houses.
Most people don't become squire without a house. I was already in this strange group there.
Yes, that's true. But staying in strange groups is also a problem. It leaves you friendless most of the time.
Oh, I have allies, and I know people. I'm very good at learning to know people.
If you say so.
I just, there are some times when the people I know aren't enough. But I am just a squire, right?
You probably will remain that way if you don't join the house.
So do you think I can be more help if I were to go up? Or does it just become one of those things where I have to make everybody else do my job for me.
I don't understand what you mean.
Well, people of higher ranks tend to delegate things that need to be done, right?
Hmm.
As a squire, I can continue to do the things I want to do, obviously, with people over me, but nobody pays attention to the squire, at least not as much as if I were, say, a dame. So it just kind of depends on what I want to do, I suppose, right?
True, I do not understand this type of logic. Maybe because I'm a she.
I'm just the niece of a baron. And, maybe the niece of, someone who works for the count. That's all. Just that's it. Oh, and the librarian, who everybody's scared of. Why is everybody so scared of my grandpa?
I can talk about my family, but I don't think you would know them.
I'm
But
sure they're
they're
just
not
as good
being
as mine.
probably better. But at the same time, I would say that the being a squire of no house will just keep you as being squire of no house. While you say people will not notice me, you are in politics. Accept it or not, you will be noticed. And you may wish that you had a house to back you up when you are noticed, because you're already noticed.
So tell me something then. I mean, I'm not saying you're not right, because honestly, you probably are. But why is
I
it
know I am. He smiles.
she just looks at him and just grins at him? Well, the thing is, I may not have a house, but I do have a baron I serve, who I owe fealty to, and he owes me protection. And I do have a dame that I serve. So why wouldn't that be enough to offer some amount of support or stability or safety?
It does offer the stability and the safety, not just, but not the one that house does.
But then if I choose a house, then that means I'm officially aligning myself with someone, and that very much makes the lines very clear.
Yes, there's a reason the lines are very clear, because when the lines are clear, you know which side you're on, and everybody knows which side you're on. And you are under a controversial figure like Maven, and also at the same time serving under a war hero like Alexander. Nobody knows where you stand. And you may say that, well, I'm happy that nobody knows where I stand. I prefer you don't become a collateral damage when the politics happen. Because, sadly, while I understand it, my talk is a bit stressful. I'm just trying to help you understand certain things. The
I,
politics will happen no matter what, and there will be damage, collateral or not. And sometimes you may find yourself under problems and lines.
oh, I
Sometimes
understand.
the lines will be taken back, and you will find yourself in the middle ground you were standing. But the middle ground is no longer the lines, and it's just a two house between the two house. By the way he speaks is not intimidating, but like it's just there's something about it he says is intimidating. Like you can roll me perception empathy if you want to understand.
I'd like to try anyway.
What's your dice pool?
I think I think it's empathy 3. Why
Let
is
me
this?
check.
Yeah, go for it.
Keen-eyed
I know
and
it's perception 4.
yeah.
I think it's empathy 3. I think it's 7.
Yeah. It's fine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You have 7 successes.
Holy crap! I see everything. Tell me all the things.
Sir Adrian is not. He is a Beaumain through and through. You know, like what he told about like how they look things from outside and see perspectives, and like they're extremely they're perspectful. Mm, he's a cold individual that
Mm-hmm.
makes him a bit scary, but like he isn't trying to scare Donna. The way he offers this advice is based on the stuff he lived, and he basically like says that like you can be liberal, you can be traditional, but like the second you say I am none of that and I'm in the middle ground, you will find yourself alone, and that's exactly what's happening to you right now.
Well,
That's
it's
what you
happened.
get.
It's happened once a little bit.
Yeah, now like you kind of feel like the drawns, like the maybe he's saying like the lines are getting more clear now, and you are starting to become in the middle.
Well, it's only really happened to her once, but yeah, no, she actually like she wasn't. Okay. Well, her response to that is just going to be a very calm. I did ask you how you felt about why you were saying what you said. I can't possibly be upset with that, can I?
He nods. Have you heard about the Baron of Bronx and what he did recently?
I do know a lot of stories, but maybe clarify which story you mean.
He outlawed ravaging in Bronx.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yes. Yes, I did hear that.
Yeah, strange, but
It protects humans, but doesn't protect us if there's an emergency. That said, I've never had to do that, and I really hope I never have to.
he did give you a look to like if it like to understand if it's true or not. But I don't need you to roll because like it's already truth and he knows it.
Oh, she's telling truth.
Yeah, you see that he is actually very extremely like perspective. Like he has high perception. It's obvious from his. He
So does
understands.
she. We're just doing this back and forth.
Well, Squire Donna of No House, I wish you good luck in future, and hopefully you will decide your house quite soon and not remain houseless.
Thank you for your time, sir.
No problem.
Um, or are you going to speak to those soldiers? Or are you going to talk to your higher ups, just so I know what's going on here?
Basically, probably in 3 days, a member of House Romaine will arrive to your county, to your barony. He will probably speak with your baron, and while I understand you would be interested in that, I would recommend that time to be spent on choosing a house.
I feel I can do both.
Hope so.
But as long as this isn't some major secret, I would very much like to let him know, give him a little bit of warning, so he can think about things ahead of time.
the the Bowman will understood like the Bowman will know everything that the Baron knows, probably, or everything he shares as he raises the files.
Oh, that's fine. I just meant like since you're sending somebody, if I can warn him that someone's coming and why they're coming, that he
Oh,
can be more prepared.
of course, yes.
Excellent. I didn't think you had told me in confidence, but I just wanted to clarify so that there were no questions.
The there's a new. I recently my duke recently knighted my squire. Maybe I will send her,
Congrats
or
to you.
my second squire, who I also recently knighted.
Maybe I need to get in your service. People just go up the ranks really fast here, sir.
Well, it took 3 years.
Okay, not so fast then. But that's okay.
I gave them a mission and they needed to complete it, and it took some time for them to complete it.
That's fine. I wasn't going to question it. Congratulations to both of them. Not that I know either one, I don't think. But yes, I should probably get going as long as there's nothing further here, sir.
No, please.
Very well. Thank you for your time.
Thank you for your time as well.
And she'll, do another little curtsy, just a little one,
Hmm.
before she turns to head back out and gather her weapons and her Pokemon that are at least the one that she would have brought with her, which is probably Rowlet, who's chilling outside.
You kind of like go outside and go back home, probably. But like while on the back home, or if you're just flying and when you get back home, you kind of get a message from your uncle,
Mm-hmm.
the Baron,
Mm-hmm.
and he says like the text is like a bit encrypted. He wrote it like in way different ways, but then he also sends the ways to explain the encryption. That basically says like he does these kind of stuff time to time to you know like send something that doesn't make sense to Donna or anyone who may get the message. But the
Okay.
message basically says the it seems there are things happening. Make sure you don't make loud comments.
Her response to that will be a thumbs up.
Hmm. And I believe that will be the moment we end our scene.
Yes, evidently.
Thank you, players, for playing. Thank you, guys, for watching. See you next time.